Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carly is looking for Cyrus' actual killer. Brennan might imprison Jocelyn. According to Wednesday, February 20's Access General Hospital teasers, Jocelyn Jacks mulls over the possibility that Jack Brennan would put her in jail, while Carly Spencer will try to track down Cyrus Renault's true killer. An additional look at Kai Taylor and Trina Robinson's developing romance will be provided in Wednesday's GH program. It will be more difficult for Trina and Kai to fall in love the more time they spend together. Harrison Chase's stunner will face Brooke Lynn Quartermaine in the meantime. Although Chase is infertile, he will provide a suggestion that would, in theory, enable him to conceive with Brooke Lynn. If Brooke Lynn doesn't agree with Chase's concept, she will have to gently break the news to him. She will discuss with Jocelyn whether or not to comply with Brennan's request, but she will question whether it is truly more of a demand. After all, if Jocelyn doesn't agree, Brennan might ensure that she goes to jail. In fact, Brennan told Colette Gerard that they had to give Jocelyn the impression that this was her decision. Jocelyn doesn't seem to have much of one here, but Brennan might still give her the impression that she has the final say. In either event, according to GH spoilers, Jocelyn will make a life-altering decision on Wednesday's episode. It appears that Jocelyn will set aside her doubts and anxieties as she formally embarks on her WSB quest. Stella Henry will provide Curtis Ashford with some crucial updates. Stella will believe she has discovered a way to bring Drew Quartermaine to ruin with the assistance of a strong politician. Ada Turner will ask Drew to verify Jason's alibi at the police station. Regretfully, based on our forecasts, Drew is unlikely to cooperate during Wednesday's episode. Drew may blatantly fabricate the claim that Jason never visited his house. However, Drew may argue that Jason arrived much earlier or later than he claimed to be there. In any case, it appears that Drew won't be helpful in the area of alibi. Since Jason will need to remain in police custody, Diane Miller will visit and discuss potential suspects with him. Carly will make a last-ditch appeal to Willow Corinthos in the meanwhile. Carly might pressure Willow to persuade Drew to disclose the truth, because Willow has some influence over Drew. When Drew acts in a way that contradicts his character, Willow can jump to his rescue and keep believing he is a wonderful man. Additionally, Carly will speak with Anna Devane and say that she wants to see the true Cyrus culprit apprehended. Carly will clarify, though, that she wants to express her gratitude to the person who did the world a favor. Tracy Quartermaine will be busy taking revenge on Drew in some way, while Carly, unconsciously, wants to thank Jocelyn. As Tracy attempts to attack Drew where it hurts, we'll see her employ a new tactic. We'll provide you with more updates on Drew and Tracy's developing animosity, because General Hospital spoilers indicate that they will face off again soon. Will Stella get her groove on in a future General Hospital plot? Well, she might if Vernee Watson gets her way. The actress subtly hinted at what her character's future romantic life would entail, telling Soaps.com that there was a romantic interest who had previously escaped from Stella. "Oh my God!" she exclaimed. "Well, in Europe we had discussed this individual. While in Europe I fell in love with someone. However, we were unable to develop Bob Hart's Abishala since I was working on it so much. A squandered chance for the independent Stella." However, Watson did stop one proposal that was floated for a moment. "My sister's spouse and I were on our minds." However, Watson remarked, "I simply believe that I would never do that as Stella from a moral standpoint. While it makes sense to adhere to her character's moral principles, we are curious about Stella's potential future lover." "I'm not sure," she chuckled. "Whoever he is, he had better be cute. That seems like something Stella would like." Watson was careful to mention that she desired conflict in Stella's fictitious romantic plot. She then on, "I think it would be interesting if it's someone Curtis doesn't trust or has a problem with. There must be issues. For example, I might learn that he has a wife somewhere or children that I was unaware of. A soap opera wouldn't exist if there wasn't any drama. That is the truth, isn't it?" Through her work with heartfelt education through the arts, Watson is giving back to the Los Angeles community when she isn't trying to bring Stella's ideal man to life or helping Curtis bring Drew down. Children ages 3 to 18 can learn acting, singing, and dance from this nonprofit institution. Watson enthusiastically announced that the group is presenting a lesson in blackness in Valley Village, California from Thursday, February 27th to Saturday, March 1st, in addition to a mentorship program with well-known artists. Celebrating the life, culture, history, and contributions of African Americans in the United States, the play is an original theatrical production. The production, which has been on stage for more than 10 years, brings light to the harsh realities and hidden truths of the Black experience. Watson noted that she and creator Eartha Robinson's work take a multifaceted approach, giving the children access to the arts and assisting them in overcoming their fears to become more self-assured and expressive, in order to develop their personalities, is something we are just extremely passionate about. We also provide life lessons. Additionally, the kids have the chance to learn from someone who is regularly employed in the entertainment sector. Although Watson said that the grandmas are aware of Stella's identity, the children may not be allowed to watch General Hospital on a daily basis. She also receives some affection from the kids when they watch her as Mrs. Harris in a Disney Channel broadcast of Jessie. After seeing the children's series, one of Watson's young students gave her the greatest compliment of all. Regarding my instruction, one young girl said, "She's really strict, but she's always full out on TV," she recalled. "And I adore it." A scathing critic gladly gave Watson his blessing. Jason's meltdown, Selena's bargain, Drew's threat, and Carly's ultimatum. The GH on Tuesday is full. Jason is denying everything, Selena is making deals, Drew is threatening, and Carly is issuing an ultimatum. The Tuesday, February 25th, 2025, General Hospital spoilers are here. Fans can anticipate a threat from Drew Kane Quartermain in tomorrow's show. According to Jason Morgan, he has proof that he never visited Cyrus Renault's cabin. Brad Cooper and Selena Wu converse. Jordan Ashford and Portia Robinson also get along. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming ABC soap opera episode as you continue reading. The danger of Drew Kane Quartermain. Nina Reeves's presence will irritate Drew on Tuesday, February 25th. Drew will threaten them when they argue. Drew warns Nina that she will lose Willow Tate Corinthos unless she joins the team. Drew is aware of Nina's intense desire to conceal her private arrangement from Willow. It seems likely that Drew will keep that in mind for Nina. Nevertheless, Drew's demise is imminent. Carly Spencer's caution. Carly Spencer explains her relationship with Jack Brennan. Brad had already told Carly not to sleep with Brennan. Carly, though, fails to notice the warning signs. Additionally, Carly is unaware of Brennan's covert activities. Anyway, Carly speaks with Brennan. The teaser clip's background music makes it hard to hear the conversation. But it seems like Carly is discussing Jason's framing with Brennan. Additionally, it is hinted that Brennan and Carly will talk about their relationship. This relationship is already on precarious ground because Brennan also makes sure Jocelyn attends the WSB. Jason Morgan's proof. According to tomorrow's General Hospital teasers, Jason is being set up to kill Cyrus. How did Jason's hair end up in the cabin after Brennan's crew cleaned it? Particularly considering that Jason says he has never even entered Cyrus' cabin? Although it's confusing, fans are aware that Jocelyn Jacks was at fault. Jason will assert that he has proof when being questioned by Anna Devane. February 25th, 2025, Tuesday. Additionally, anticipate Jordan and Portia connecting in the upcoming episode. Jordan acknowledges in a sneak peek that she's struggling with the circumstances. Brad is assured by Selena that his debt would be settled in one way or another. Kai Taylor and Trina Robinson have a special moment. In addition, Alexis Davis has a unique request. It is necessary for Chase and Brooke Lynn to separate. According to General Hospital spoilers, this couple's future is not looking good. Actually, everything that has transpired thus far suggests that Brooke Lynn and Chase may end up splitting up completely. For all the information you require, continue reading below. Spoilers for General Hospital. Chase and Brooke Lynn must divorce. Brooke Lynn admitted to Chase during the most recent General Hospital episodes that she was pregnant as a teenager and had given birth to her child. Chase was more irate than ever once she finally told her husband the truth, which also provided him with further explanations for their inability to conceive. Given that it is now known that Gio is the son of Brooke Lynn and Dante, Chase will need to decide whether or not he still wants Brooke Lynn in his life as well as his future. Naturally, a number of General Hospital viewers have expressed their opinions on social media. Some have gone so far as to say, to be honest, Chase has no right to know. until BLQ decides to inform him, that is, in order to shock him. However, he has no right to judge or be upset. General Hospital spoilers, Chase and Brooklyn's future plans? Brooklyn should just let him know that it happened in the past, that she never gave it much attention, and that she doesn't know who the child is. Gio is going to be the one. Not telling the father that he's a father is morally repugnant, commented another critic. Simply terrible to consider. I'm curious in the number of fathers who had to file for custody after learning that their child had been adopted by a stranger. The entire secret hasn't been revealed yet, is it? Await the release of the remaining ones. Additionally, this comment was made. He's really annoying. I would have devoured my hubby if he had spoken like him. He is still alive after 25 years because he is a man. I would have faced consequences for maintaining such a significant secret. Not surprisingly, fans will just need to pay attention to see what happens next. Carly wants to find Cyrus' real killer. Brennan could send Jocelyn to prison. The small town of Port Charles has always been a hotbed of secrets, lies, and betrayals, but the recent murder of Cyrus Renault has sent shockwaves through the community. Cyrus, a notorious crime lord with a long history of manipulation and violence, was found dead under mysterious circumstances. While many breathed a sigh of relief at his demise, his death has opened a Pandora's box of suspicion, accusations, and danger. At the center of this storm is Carly Corinthos, a woman known for her fierce loyalty to her family and her unrelenting determination to protect those she loves. Carly is convinced that Cyrus' real killer is still at large, and she is determined to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. However, her quest for justice could have devastating consequences, especially for her daughter, Jocelyn Jax, who now finds herself in the crosshairs of a dangerous game orchestrated by the enigmatic and ruthless Brennan. Carly's motivation: a mother's love and a quest for justice. Carly Corinthos has always been a force to be reckoned with. Her life has been marked by triumphs and tragedies, but through it all, she has remained fiercely protective of her family. When Cyrus Renault was found dead, many assumed it was the result of his own treacherous dealings. After all, Cyrus had made countless enemies over the years, and his death seemed almost inevitable. But Carly isn't so sure. She has a gut feeling that something isn't right, and her instincts have rarely led her astray. Carly's suspicions are fueled by her desire to protect her loved ones. She knows that if the real killer isn't found, the blame could easily fall on someone close to her. And with Jocelyn's recent involvement in a series of dangerous events, Carly fears that her daughter could become a target. Jocelyn, young and impulsive, has always been drawn to trouble, much to Carly's chagrin. This time, however, the stakes are higher than ever. If Carly doesn't act quickly, Jocelyn could end up paying the price for a crime she didn't commit. Jocelyn's involvement: a dangerous game. Jocelyn Jax has always been a spirited and independent young woman, but her recent actions have put her in a precarious position. Unbeknownst to Carly, Jocelyn has been secretly investigating Cyrus' death, driven by a mix of curiosity and a desire to prove herself. Her involvement began innocently enough, but as she dug deeper, she found herself entangled in a web of lies and deceit. Jocelyn's determination to uncover the truth has made her a pawn in a dangerous game, one that could have deadly consequences. Brennan, a shadowy figure with his own agenda, has been watching Jocelyn closely. He sees her as the perfect scapegoat for Cyrus' murder, and he has been carefully manipulating events to ensure that all the evidence points to her. Brennan's motives are unclear, but one thing is certain: he will stop at nothing to achieve his goals. If Carly doesn't intervene soon, Jocelyn could find herself facing a life sentence for a crime she didn't commit. Brennan's machinations: a master manipulator at work. Brennan is a master manipulator, a man who thrives on chaos and confusion. He has been pulling the strings behind the scenes, carefully orchestrating events to ensure that Jocelyn takes the fall for Cyrus' murder. Brennan's reasons for targeting Jocelyn are unclear, but it's likely that he sees her as a means to an end. By framing her for the murder, he can eliminate a potential threat, while also sending a message to anyone who might dare to cross him. Brennan's plan is diabolical in its simplicity. He has planted evidence linking Jocelyn to the crime scene, and he has been spreading rumors to ensure that suspicion falls on her. He knows that Carly will do everything in her power to protect her daughter, and he is counting on her desperation to lead her into a trap. Brennan is always one step ahead, and he has no qualms about using innocent people to achieve his goals. Carly's race against time. Carly is acutely aware of the danger her daughter is in, and she is determined to find the real killer before it's too late. Her investigation takes her deep into the underbelly of Port Charles, where she encounters old enemies and unlikely allies. Carly's journey is fraught with danger, but she refuses to back down. She knows that the truth is out there, and she is willing to risk everything to uncover it. As Carly delves deeper into the mystery, she begins to uncover shocking revelations about Cyrus' past and the people who wanted him dead. She discovers that Cyrus had many enemies, each with their own reasons for wanting him gone. But as she gets closer to the truth, Carly realizes that the real killer may be closer than she thinks. The line between friend and foe becomes increasingly blurred, and Carly must navigate a treacherous landscape where trust is a luxury she cannot afford. The emotional toll. A family in crisis. The investigation takes a heavy toll on Carly and her family. Jocelyn, unaware of the full extent of the danger she is in, becomes increasingly frustrated with Carly's overprotectiveness. The tension between mother and daughter reaches a boiling point, and their relationship is strained to the breaking point. Carly is torn between her desire to protect Jocelyn and her need to uncover the truth, and the emotional strain is almost too much to bear. Meanwhile, Carly's husband, Sonny Corinthos, is also deeply affected by the unfolding events. Sonny, a powerful figure in his own right, has his own history with Cyrus, and he is determined to help Carly in any way he can. But as the investigation progresses, Sonny begins to suspect that Carly may be in over her head. He worries that her single-minded pursuit of the truth could put her in danger, and he struggles to find a way to support her without stifling her independence. The climax. A showdown with Brennan. As Carly gets closer to the truth, Brennan's grip on the situation begins to slip. He realizes that Carly is a formidable opponent, and he becomes increasingly desperate to maintain control. The tension between them reaches a fever pitch, culminating in a dramatic showdown that will determine the fate of everyone involved. In the final moments of the investigation, Carly uncovers the shocking truth about Cyrus' murder. She learns that Brennan was behind the killing all along, and that he framed Jocelyn to cover his tracks. Armed with this knowledge, Carly confronts Brennan in a tense and emotional confrontation. Brennan, ever the manipulator, tries to turn the tables on Carly, but she refuses to back down. In a moment of triumph, Carly exposes Brennan's crimes, clearing Jocelyn's name and bringing the real killer to justice. The aftermath. Healing and moving forward. With Brennan's crimes exposed, the people of Port Charles can finally begin to heal. Jocelyn, though shaken by the ordeal, emerges stronger and more determined than ever. She and Carly reconcile, their bond stronger than ever in the face of adversity. Carly, though exhausted from her ordeal, can finally breathe a sigh of relief knowing that her family is safe. But the events of the investigation leave a lasting impact on everyone involved. Carly is reminded of the dangers that lurk in the shadows, and she becomes even more determined to protect her loved ones. Jocelyn, having faced the possibility of losing everything, gains a new appreciation for the importance of family. And Sonny, though relieved that the ordeal is over, is left with a renewed sense of vigilance, knowing that the peace they have fought so hard to achieve is always fragile. Conclusion. A story of love, loyalty, and resilience. The story of Carly's quest to find Cyrus' real killer and protect Jocelyn from Brennan's machinations is a testament to the power of love, loyalty, and resilience. It is a story of a mother's unwavering determination to protect her child, even in the face of overwhelming odds. It is a story of a young woman's journey to find her place in the world, and the lengths she will go to prove herself. And it is a story of a family's ability to overcome even the darkest of challenges, emerging stronger and more united than ever. In the end, Carly's victory is not just about uncovering the truth or bringing a killer to justice. It is about the enduring strength of the human spirit and the unbreakable bonds that hold us together, even in the face of unimaginable adversity. And as the people of Port Charles move forward, they do so with the knowledge that no matter what challenges lie ahead, they will face them together, as a family. Carly's ultimatum. Carly stood in the dimly lit room, her arms crossed tightly over her chest. The air was thick with tension, and the silence between her and Drew was deafening. She had reached her breaking point, and there was no turning back. For months she had tried to reason with him, to make him see the damage he was causing. Not just to their relationship but to everyone around them. But Drew was stubborn, blinded by his own ambitions and unwilling to compromise. "This is it, Drew," Carly said, her voice steady but laced with frustration. "I'm done playing games. Either you walk away from this deal, or I walk away from you." Drew's eyes narrowed, his jaw tightening as he processed her words. He had always known Carly was strong-willed, but he never expected her to issue an ultimatum. To him it felt like a betrayal. "You're really going to do this?" he asked, his tone icy. "You're going to force me to choose between you and everything I've worked for?" Carly didn't flinch. "It's not about forcing you to choose. It's about you realizing that some things are more important than money or power. If you can't see that, then maybe we're not meant to be together." The weight of her words hung in the air, and for a moment Drew looked as though he might cave. But then his expression hardened, and he took a step back. "Fine," he said coldly. "If that's how you feel, then maybe you're right. Maybe we're not meant to be together." Carly's heart sank, but she refused to let him see her pain. She had given him a chance to change, to prioritize what truly mattered, and he had chosen his ambitions over her. Without another word, she turned and walked out the door, leaving Drew standing alone in the room. Drew's threat. Drew paced back and forth in his office, his mind racing. Carly's ultimatum had shaken him more than he cared to admit, but he wasn't about to let her or anyone else stand in his way. He had worked too hard, sacrificed too much, to let it all fall apart now. If Carly wasn't going to support him, then he would find someone who would. His thoughts turned to Selena, a shrewd and calculating businesswoman who had always been one step ahead of the competition. She had approached him weeks ago with a proposition, but Drew had been hesitant to accept. Now, with Carly out of the picture, he had nothing left to lose. He picked up his phone and dialed Selena's number. She answered on the second ring, her voice smooth and confident. "Drew," she said, "I was wondering when I'd hear from you." "I'm ready to talk," Drew replied, his tone firm. "But I need to know that you're serious about this. If we're going to do this, there's no room for hesitation." Selena chuckled softly. "Oh, Drew, you don't have to worry about me. I'm always serious. But before we move forward, there's something you need to know." Drew frowned. "What is it?" "Jason," Selena said simply. "He's been digging into your business, and he's getting close to uncovering some things you'd rather keep hidden. If we're going to work together, we need to deal with him first." Drew's stomach churned at the mention of Jason. He had always been a thorn in Drew's side, but now he was becoming a legitimate threat. "What do you suggest?" Drew asked, his voice low. Selena's tone turned cold. "Leave Jason to me. I'll handle him. But once he's out of the picture, you need to hold up your end of the deal. No backing out." Drew hesitated for a moment, but then he nodded, even though Selena couldn't see him. "You have my word." Selena's deal. Selena sat across from Jason in a quiet corner of a high-end restaurant. The atmosphere was elegant, but the tension between them was palpable. Jason had been wary of meeting with her, but curiosity had gotten the better of him. He knew Selena was dangerous, but he also knew she was the key to taking down Drew. "You've been busy," Selena said, her lips curling into a sly smile, "digging into Drew's affairs, uncovering his secrets. It's impressive, really. But you're playing a dangerous game." Jason leaned back in his chair, his expression guarded. "What do you want, Selena? I know you didn't invite me here just to compliment me." Selena's smile widened. "Straight to the point. I like that. Very well, here's the deal. I can give you everything you need to destroy Drew. Emails, financial records, even a few incriminating photos. But in exchange, I want something from you." Jason's eyes narrowed. "What?" "Your silence," Selena replied. "Once Drew is out of the picture, you walk away and never look back. No more digging, no more questions. You let me take over his business, and you stay out of my way." Jason studied her carefully, trying to gauge her intentions. He knew Selena was manipulative, but he also knew she was his best chance at bringing Drew down. "And if I refuse?" he asked. Selena's smile faded, replaced by a cold, steely gaze. "Then you'll find yourself in a world of trouble. I have ways of making people disappear, Jason." Don't make me use them. Jason clenched his fists under the table, but he knew he was in no position to argue. Selena held all the cards, and if he wanted to take down Drew, he had no choice but to play along. Fine, he said through gritted teeth. You have a deal. Selena's smile returned, and she raised her glass in a mock toast. I knew you'd see things my way. Jason's meltdown. Jason sat alone in his apartment, the weight of his decisions pressing down on him like a lead blanket. He had gotten what he wanted, the evidence to destroy Drew, but it had come at a cost. Selena's deal had left him feeling trapped, and the guilt of what he had agreed to was eating away at him. He stared at the files spread out on his coffee table, the proof of Drew's corruption staring back at him. But instead of feeling triumphant, he felt hollow. He had always prided himself on doing the right thing, but now he was no better than the people he was trying to take down. The sound of his phone buzzing snapped him out of his thoughts. He glanced at the screen and saw Carly's name. For a moment, he considered ignoring the call, but he knew he couldn't avoid her forever. He picked up the phone and answered, his voice weary. Hey Carly. Jason, we need to talk, Carly said, her tone urgent. I know what you're planning and you need to stop. This isn't the way. Jason sighed, running a hand through his hair. I don't have a choice, Carly. Drew's gone too far, and someone needs to hold him accountable. But at what cost? Carly demanded. You're playing right into Selena's hands. Do you really think she's going to let you walk away once she gets what she wants? Jason didn't respond. He knew Carly was right, but he couldn't bring himself to admit it. The truth was he had already crossed a line, and there was no going back. Carly's voice softened. Jason, please. Don't do this. There's still time to walk away. But Jason couldn't listen. The pressure was too much, and he felt himself unraveling. I can't, Carly, he said, his voice breaking. I'm in too deep. Before she could respond, he hung up the phone and threw it across the room. He buried his face in his hands, his breathing ragged. He had always been the strong one, the one who kept it together no matter what. But now he felt like he was falling apart. The walls of his apartment seemed to close in around him, and he felt a surge of panic. He needed to get out to clear his head. He grabbed his keys and headed for the door, not even bothering to put on a jacket. The cold night air hit him like a slap, but he barely noticed. He just kept walking, his mind racing. As he wandered the empty streets, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was losing control. He had always been so sure of himself, so confident in his decisions. But now he felt like he was drowning, and there was no one to pull him out. The aftermath. The fallout from Carly's ultimatum, Drew's threat, Selena's deal, and Jason's meltdown was swift and devastating. Drew's empire crumbled under the weight of the evidence Jason had uncovered, but Selena was quick to swoop in and take control. She had played her cards perfectly, manipulating everyone to her advantage. Carly, heartbroken but resolute, walked away from it all. She had tried to save Drew, but in the end, she realized she couldn't save someone who didn't want to be saved. She started over, building a new life for herself far away from the chaos. Jason, consumed by guilt and regret, disappeared. No one knew where he went, but rumors swirled that he had left the city, seeking redemption for the choices he had made. As for Selena, she stood atop the ruins of Drew's empire, a triumphant smile on her face. She had won, but at what cost? The people she had manipulated were gone, and she was left alone, surrounded by the hollow remains of her victory. In the end, the story of Carly's ultimatum, Drew's threat, Selena's deal, and Jason's meltdown was a cautionary tale of power, ambition, and the consequences of our choices. It was a reminder that sometimes, the things we fight for aren't worth the price we pay. Chase and Brooklyn need to break up. A relationship analysis. Relationships in storytelling often serve as a mirror to the complexities of human connections, reflecting the highs and lows of love, conflict, and personal growth. In the case of Chase and Brooklyn, their relationship has been a focal point of drama, passion, and tension. However, as their story unfolds, it becomes increasingly clear that their partnership may not be sustainable in the long term. While their chemistry is undeniable, the underlying issues in their relationship suggest that a breakup might be the healthiest choice for both characters. This essay will explore the reasons why Chase and Brooklyn need to part ways, examining their individual personalities, the conflicts that arise between them, and the potential for growth that could come from their separation. The foundation of their relationship. Chase and Brooklyn's relationship began with a spark, as many great love stories do. Their initial attraction was fueled by a mix of physical chemistry and shared experiences, drawing them together despite their differences. Chase, with his steadfast loyalty and strong moral compass, represents stability and dependability. Brooklyn, on the other hand, is fiery, ambitious, and unapologetically driven. At first glance, their contrasting personalities seem complementary, creating a dynamic where each could balance the other. However, as time has passed, these differences have become sources of tension rather than harmony. One of the key issues in their relationship is the imbalance in their priorities. Chase's dedication to his career and sense of duty often clashes with Brooklyn's relentless pursuit of her own goals. While Chase values structure and responsibility, Brooklyn thrives on spontaneity and ambition. This fundamental disconnect has led to repeated misunderstandings and conflicts, highlighting the challenges of maintaining a relationship built on such divergent foundations. The strain of external pressures. In addition to their personal differences, Chase and Brooklyn's relationship has been heavily influenced by external pressures. Family expectations, professional rivalries, and societal judgments have all played a role in shaping their dynamic. Brooklyn, as a member of a prominent family, faces constant scrutiny and pressure to live up to her family's legacy. This pressure often manifests in her relationships, as she struggles to balance her personal desires with the expectations placed upon her. Chase, too, is not immune to external influences. His commitment to his career and sense of duty often pull him in directions that conflict with Brooklyn's needs. The strain of these external pressures has created a rift between them, as they struggle to find common ground amidst the chaos of their respective lives. This ongoing tension has made it difficult for them to build a strong, stable foundation for their relationship, further underscoring the need for a breakup. The impact of miscommunication. Miscommunication is a recurring theme in Chase and Brooklyn's relationship. Despite their deep feelings for each other, they often struggle to express their emotions and needs effectively. This lack of communication has led to a series of misunderstandings and hurt feelings, eroding the trust and intimacy that are essential for a healthy partnership. For example, Chase's tendency to prioritize his career over their relationship has left Brooklyn feeling neglected and unappreciated. Conversely, Brooklyn's ambitious nature and single-minded focus on her goals have made Chase feel like an afterthought in her life. These miscommunications have created a cycle of resentment and frustration, making it increasingly difficult for them to resolve their issues and move forward together. The need for individual growth. One of the most compelling reasons why Chase and Brooklyn need to break up is the potential for individual growth that could come from their separation. Both characters are at pivotal points in their lives, facing challenges and opportunities that require their full attention and energy. By ending their relationship, they would have the freedom to focus on their personal development and pursue their goals without the added pressure of maintaining a partnership. For Chase, a breakup could provide the opportunity to reevaluate his priorities and explore new avenues for personal and professional growth. Without the distractions of a tumultuous relationship, he could focus on building a stronger sense of self and pursuing his ambitions with renewed clarity and determination. Similarly, Brooklyn could use this time to fully embrace her ambitions and establish herself as a force to be reckoned with in her own right. Free from the constraints of a relationship that often leaves her feeling stifled, she could explore new opportunities and redefine her identity on her own terms. The role of timing in relationships. Timing is a critical factor in any relationship, and for Chase and Brooklyn, it seems that their timing has been consistently off. Their relationship has been marked by a series of missed opportunities and ill-timed decisions, creating a sense of instability and uncertainty. Whether it's Chase's career demands or Brooklyn's personal ambitions, their lives have often been out of sync, making it difficult for them to fully commit to each other. This recurring issue of timing highlights the importance of being in the right place at the right time for a relationship to thrive. While their love for each other is undeniable, the constant misalignment of their priorities and goals suggests that they may not be ready for a lasting partnership. A breakup could allow them to take a step back and reassess their lives, giving them the chance to come together again in the future if the timing is right.